going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We are doing a playthrough today of Pokemon Crystal with Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil is known as the Fire Mouse Pokemon, and we're going to go right into our rival battle here. I named our Pokemon Cindy because Cyndaquil, Cindy, makes sense to me, makes sense to you, I hope it does. And we actually are a female, so that actually is strategic in this game, which I'll go over a little bit later. But we are beating our rival. Our rival's name is Triple Question Mark. That's the name for anyone ever plays Pokemon Crystal names the rival. And we're going to go and just fight some of these trainers here. So the goal early is we just want to level up to level 12. Level 12 will give us our first stab move in Ember. Our stats for this Pokemon is we have pretty decent speed. Our speed early is 60. And then we also have, 65. Our special is 60. And our attack is 52. So those are our three best stats. Okay, we're fast, special attacking fire Pokemon. Makes sense. And we also can access a couple other moves that are physical. So having a pretty decent attack, being a little bit balanced in that regard is very helpful. What we don't have that's good is HP is 39, so it's pretty low. Defense is 43, and special defense is 50. So, we are a pretty frail Pokemon. Not frail in a sense that, like, there's definitely way frailer Pokemon than this. But we are pretty frail in a sense that compared to the rest of the starters. The rest of the starters have pretty good defense, pretty good special defense. We do not, and we also don't have the best HP, but we are the fastest starter. So, with Cyndaquil, pretty interesting Pokemon, I will say. We get Ember. Once we get Ember, we go to Sprout Tower. Now, the reason why Sprout Tower is relevant is we need to get Flash. Not a lot of places in the game require Flash, but I'd rather not backtrack. And it doesn't hurt to get a couple of levels early, especially with the Fire Pokemon, where we can just one-shot everything, except for the Hoot-Hoots in here. And we're going to go ahead and knock these guys out of the park, and we're about to level up as well. That's also what I want to show while we're in here. But there's not really much that's like difficult in here. For some trainers there will be, but for this Pokemon they're not. And we go ahead and evolve into Quilava. Quilava is known as the Volcano Pokemon. The evolutions are cool, and then the overlay changes magically. Woo! And now we're moving on to the last person here. Like I said, he will give us Flash when we beat him. And right now we're just preparing for Faulkner. And Faulkner is the weakest gym leader in the history of Pokemon. We are on, 9th, 10th generation, and he's still the weakest gym leader. He rocks out some, level 7, level 9. I don't know how he gets to level 9 Pidgeotto, but he does. I'm taking a drink of my drink. He does, and like I said, we're going to one-shot everything here. So we're at level 14. We're already level 15. I just got level 15, and now we're going to take on Faulkner. And Faulkner, like I said, is going to be a cakewalk. Okay. Knockout with Ember, one shot, very good. Now got Pidgeotto with one shot, very good. We beat Faulkner, we get the Zephyr badge, and we're going to progress right on to Slowpoke Well. Now, there's a lot of things I could actually technically show if I wanted to make this thing like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. There's a lot of fights in between this, but they're not really necessary. I'll show what's necessary. I think it's a little bit necessary to show a little bit of this. To be transparent, I hate the rocket plotline in this game. I will probably do my best not to show any of it if I can in the future. This one's just like simple and easy and just shows that I did progress and go this way. So I'm showing it right now. But the rocket plotline is kind of garbage in this game. In other games, like in Generation 1, you're not really forced to engage in it as much as it's forced in this game. It's such a time consumption too. You could beat Silphco in 2 minutes. You gotta fight one trainer, you get the card, and then you can go fight your rival, and then you can go fight Giovanni. You gotta fight one more guy, and then you gotta fight Giovanni. It's literally like 2 or 3 minutes you could do. This, it's not gonna be 2 or 3 minutes. You have to fight so many trainers. They definitely set it up so you have to engage, you have to fight, which I guess is a positive because you end up being over leveled a little bit, and it makes it so the Elite Four becomes a lot easier, and you're not tempted to just skip over everything, do minimum battles, not have to worry about it. But, I mean, minimum battles, even if you did it, it's still a lot of trainers. That's kind of the problem. But, this is the situation right now with Team Rocket, and you'll see that there's big time jumps between what I show you and one gym leader and another. That is why. So, now we're going to go on by Bugsy's gym. Bugsy's gym is not going to be very difficult. Bugsy's gym is all bug type. So, when it comes to all bug type Pokemon, and we are fire type, we have a huge advantage here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and knock out these couple trainers in here. It doesn't hurt to get the levels, and there's not a lot of them we can avoid, so we might as well just fight the battles. Embrace it, just go right in head first into it. So look how fast we're going through this. And there we go. Now, this wasn't as bad as, for sure, this playthrough wasn't as bad as Chikorita's playthrough. I probably could do better because I didn't get return, and I didn't know how to get return. Now I do. So, and now I'm actually learning some other things too for future Pokemon. I've already played through for Alligator. I've already played through Sentret, and in Sentret I had to learn how to get the Pink Bow, so the Pink Bow is very useful. And for Alligator I had to learn how to get the Mystic Water. So there's a lot of good things I'm learning, and like I said, I'll probably circle back and do all the starters. And again, now we're facing Bugsy, and I'm talking right through it. I'm all the way through his Pokemon except for one, and he does 1 damage to us, and we knock him out. So this is a very dominant performance early by Cyndaquil. And now this is the Pokemon that I always choose when I play through, because there's not a lot of fire types in this game. So that's why I pick them. Just like in Gen 1, I pick fire type early because you're not going to fire type till Celadon City. So here's our second rival fight. Second rival fight is going to come out with a Ghastly. Now we got Mud Slap from beating Faulkner. So Mud Slap's a 2-shot. Luckily, we did not get hit by Hypnosis. Whether that was actually low or just a miss, either one. This one gets pretty scary because we don't have anything great against Croconaw. Croconaw is water type. So Water Gun does a lot of damage. He's just got a super critical hit. We got 11 hit points left. We don't have a lot left. We just got to survive a bite from Zubat. Very good. We wouldn't have survived another one. We had 13 hit points. It did 6. We might have survived one. And now I'm just going to speed up through Aquatique Forest. And we're going to go ahead. And the benefit of showing you this is we do get a nice item by doing this. Well, actually, we get 2 items. We get, right now we're getting HM1, which is cut. So we can move through that bush. But also, if you get this and go back and talk to this gentleman, he'll give you charcoal. Now what charcoal does, the charcoal boosts your fire type moves by 10%. So this is going to make all of our embers, and when future, eventually we're going to get Flame Wheel and Fire Punch and Flamethrower. It's going to make all those things 10% more effective. Okay, does 10% more damage. So now we're going to go ahead and progress. And apparently like Celebi's like watching over this place. There's a couple items I'm going to pick up, because I don't exactly remember every item, so I just pick them up. And eventually I'll know which ones to completely avoid. But there's like a super potion right here, yeah. But the big part of showing you this was we get Headbutt. Headbutt is a nice upgrade over Quick Attack and over Swift. But we're going to go and get rid of Quick Attack and learn Headbutt. Headbutt's 70 base power, 100% accurate, but it also has a propensity to make the opposition flinch. And right here is we're getting Swift, or getting Return. And we're going to right on the Whitney. Now Whitney gets me here. She gets me on the first attempt. The reason why she gets me on the first attempt is Headbutt, very good. And I made a stupid mistake here. I should have added Dig, but I didn't add Dig. So here's the strategic thing I was saying. So Whitney's Miltank is a female, and so she has a move called I think it's a Charm or Attract, one of the two. I think it's Attract, because I think she gives you the TM for Attract. But what that does, if I had a male, she could use Attract, and it would, my Pokemon would just really just decide whether or not to attack turn by turn basis, and it would could really screw you up, because then it's 50-50 chance whether your Pokemon is actually going to attack or not. So strategically, if you're a female, it won't even use that move. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just use we're going to use Headbutt. We're going to go for Broke. Why are we using Okay, we're just going to go for Ember. Ember does get some good damage done. We do beat Whitney. She is one of the tougher gym leaders. We beat her, and we progress on to Sudowoodo, and we're going to go to Sudowoodo, and I'm really excited to play this playthrough. Sudowoodo has some pretty cool moves. He's pretty neat. He's actually a tree, but he's actually rock type. It does not make any sense to me, but I was looking that up. I was like, he's actually a tree. But we're going to go ahead and knock him out. He does decent damage. It's a very interesting Pokemon nonetheless. But we're at this point in the game, and the physiology of the Pokemon is something that irritates me. I want to talk about that for 5 seconds. So in Goldenrod Mart, a department store, you can buy a handful of moves, but you can buy Headbutt, you can buy a Fire Punch or Thunder Punch and Ice Punch, right? And in there, we can buy a Fire Punch, but we cannot use it or add it until we have Typhlosion. And the reason why that is because it's physiology. If you look at Quilava right now, Quilava is standing upright. It's the main sprite it's the main like picture for this Pokemon online, but because of our the look of our back sprite of this Pokemon, it's clearly on all fours. I think, I don't know. But it's a stupid physiology of the Pokemon rule that you can't learn Fire Punch. Fire Punch is a 75 base power move. It'd be the most powerful fire move we can have until we get to level 60. But we can't add it until we get to level 36 because Quilava, I guess, initially is not set as like a upright Pokemon, like on its hind legs. It's an all fours Pokemon, so it can't use Fire Punch. I think it's kind of stupid, is what it is. Here soon we're about to get Flame Wheel, by the way. Flame Wheel will be a big upgrade over Ember. It's like almost twice as much. But that's what we're doing right now. We're beating the Komodo girls. We actually went and got, excuse me, we actually went and got Hidden Power as well. We got Hidden Power Ice, and that's for very obvious reasons. Probably one of the best Hidden Powers to have in this game. You do have two big trainers you have to fight that are Dragon type, and Dragon are super weak to Ice, so it makes sense. And also a couple other things in the game are Ice type, and helps with grass, helps with flying, so gives you something super effective against a lot of different type. Got a lot of type coverage with Ice type. So we beat the Kimono girls and we get Surf. Doesn't really benefit this Pokemon much, but it does mean we can go surfing, go somewhere else if we want to. Now we got to fight our third rival fight. Third rival fight can be difficult. This depends on a lot of things. But we come out with Haunter. We have Dig now, so Haunter should not be an issue at all. So go right for Dig. One hit knockout. We avoid Curse, very good. So we knock him out. And now Croconaw comes up. We're going to use Dig on Croconaw. And Headbutt. We have nothing great against Croconaw. We just got to take a lot of damage and knock it out. And then Zubat's going to come out. Headbutt's going to be a 2-shot, does flinch. And we got one more Pokemon we got to take out. And that is going to be Magnemite. Magnemite is Steel type in Generation 2, so Ember is super effective against Magnemite. We fall through the floor, and we go and talk to these crazy wild wolf Pokemon, or whatever they are, cats, whatever they are. And then we're going to move on to Morty. So Morty is the ghost trainer in Generation 2. He's not very difficult. And the reason why he's not very difficult is he has all ghost type, and we have a move called Dig. Dig will blast right through him as long as it doesn't miss. So one shot, very good. Dig again. One shot, very good. Dig one more time on the Gengar. Is it a one shot? It is not. Luckily he only used Mean Face, so now we can't escape. Or Mean Look, now we can't escape. He tries to Mean Look as well, and we get the knockout. Very easy win over Morty. Now Morty has a lot of talking to do, so I just skip over that and go right to Chuck. So Chuck is the fighting type trainer in Generation 2. He can be tough because Poliwrath is water type, and it has Surf. So we have to be able to get through him without taking too much back in return. So Flame Wheel is a big one-hit knockout on the Primate. So Dig will be very little damage done. So I would just go for Headbutt and hopefully get some flinches. Took aim, yes, then get a Hypnosis. And we knock it out without taking really any damage. So that's good. That was lucky. I won't say it was good. That was very lucky. But what's nice about that, we evolve into Typhlosion. Now, I made a goof here and didn't immediately add the move Fire Punch. Fire Punch can be added as soon as you evolve into Typhlosion, like I said earlier. We're going to go ahead and give the potion to Jasmine, and she's going to give it to Empress. And now we're going to progress and go ahead and fight Jasmine's gym. And Jasmine's gym is going to be super easy. It's Steel type, still is weak to fire. So we actually have Dig too, which is super effective against him as well. So we're just going to go for Flame Wheel. One hit knockout, very good. Onyx comes out. Flame Wheel will be a one hit knockout as well. And it should be a one hit knockout on the Magnemite. Very easy, very clutch, very easy battle. Didn't even take any damage and nothing happened. So let's go ahead and leave Jasmine. I hope we add Fire Punch eventually, because Fire Punch is way more powerful. So we're going to go ahead and fly to Lake of Rage, and we're going to go ahead and take on this Gyarados. This red Gyarados, the first ever initially shiny Pokemon in the game. Well, I got a funny story about shiny Pokemon. So the first time I ever played Pokemon Emerald, I came across a Poochyena, whatever the first stage of Poochyena is. I think it might be Poochyena, I don't know. But I came across a golden one, so I thought that's what they always looked like. And then all the other ones in the game were black, and I didn't have a concept of what shiny Pokemon were at the time. So I was like very weird, but the first one I ever encountered was a shiny Poochyena. So we go and talk to Lance, the liar with the flyers, and we go ahead to face Price. We're saving right now, and now we're going to face Price. Now, you think we'd be weak to him. Well, we should be weak to the first two. They're water type. But Flame Wheel is super effective against them because they're also ice type, and ice is weak to fire. We actually did more to the Dugong than we did to the Seal. Seal is the laziest name for a Pokemon, by the way. And Flame Wheel one-shots the Piloswine. And we beat Price. He's kind of a pushover. There's actually some pretty good experience yields in here for the trainers in his gym, but we don't fight any of them, and we go ahead and move through Ice Tunnel or whatever it's called. And really in Ice Tunnel, there's not much else we do here other than getting Never Melt Ice, which boosts the attacks of our ice type moves. So now we're going to face our rival here back in Goldenrod City. So first Pokemon comes out, we do have Fire Punch now, and now we have Hidden Power Ice. So that's good, and we also have Return. So what Return does is it goes off of your friendship. So having one Pokemon, your friendship's going to go up exponentially. So now look how much damage we're doing now. For Alligator's been a thorn in my side trying to do damage to him, and it's the 3-hit knockout, very good. Dig's going to one-shot the Haunter, very good there. And then we should have 1 or 2 Pokemon left. Sneasel, both the last 2 Pokemon I believe are weak to fire, so Sneasel's an ice type, fire type, or Fire Punch is a one-shot, and we can learn Swift again. We don't. Swift kind of outpace itself, and a Magnemite is also weak to fire. So fire does very good against our rival, and so we're going to knock him out, and we're going to progress. And I don't like showing these battles. Like I said, the Team Rocket stuff is boring to me, but we're going to go ahead and face Claire. Claire is the gym leader, and she's a Dragon gym leader. So Hidden Power Ice, 1-hit knockout, very good. Hidden Power Ice. Surf is it might knock me out, son of a gun. Return gets the knockout, very good. Now all she has less is Dragon Air, so unless she outspeeds us or something, we should win this battle. And yeah, there we go. And she doesn't want to give us the badge, but you know what, we're gonna get the badge anyway, whether she likes it or not. Beat her fair and square, calls us a cheater, all that good stuff. But we just progress on to Victory Road, where we face our final rival fight in this game. So the final rival fight is going to come out with Sneasel. Sneasel's going to get one shot by Fire Punch. Very good. Now, next Pokemon comes out for Alligator. We're going to go for Earthquake. Earthquake is a lot of physical damage, but it's going to be a 2-shot with Earthquake and Return combined. Golbat's going to come out. Hidden Power Ice should knock it out in 1 shot. Very good. And Haunter comes out. Earthquake, very good. And we just got 2 Pokemon left. Kadabra, Earthquake should one-shot Kadabra. And then the last Pokemon should be Magneton, knock it out, very good. And we beat our rival, and we're going to progress to Victory Road. Now we're going to face the Elite Four. Very good, let's move on. So now we're in the Elite Four, and we're at 1 hour and 40 minutes right now, roughly. And now we're going to go over the stats of this Pokemon. So we're at level 51. We are holding the item Never Melt Ice. So in Generation 2, if you haven't seen a lot of these videos, in Generation 2, you can hold an item that can boost your moves, so you can boost your speed, whatever. We had Charcoal for most of the game because we had fire moves, which does a 10% boost in our fire moves. And Never Melt Ice does a 10% boost in ice moves. Like I said earlier, we have Hidden Power Ice. Hidden Power Ice gives us the ability to do an ice move, and it's a 70 base power move. And if something's weak to ice, it does a little bit more, but in Never Melt Ice does a little bit more beyond that. So that's what we're working with. So what our moves are in the Elite Four is Hidden Power Ice, Fire Punch. Fire Punch is 75 base power. It's a stab move, so it's pretty powerful. And it's the most powerful fire move. Unless we want to go buy Fire Blast, but I don't want to buy Fire Blast because I'm going to get Flamethrower eventually. In 9 levels, I get Flamethrower. And that's a more not as powerful, but more reliable fire move. Return is a normal move. It goes off your friendship, so maxed out like 102. We also have the Pink Bow if we ever need to use that as a primary move, and Pink Bow will up the attack of that by 10%. And then we have Earthquake. Earthquake's just to help type coverage. It's a good physical move, 100 base power, 100% accurate physical move. You actually see some strategy in Gen 2. In Gen 2, you can't dig. You can't dig and avoid Earthquake. Earthquake will hit you on the ground, so it actually works well against the Pokemon here. And then let's go and look at the stats of this Pokemon as soon as they pop up. So right now our stats are 127 attack, 115 defense. I said it was frail earlier. Special attack is 150, special defense is 126, and speed is 141. Solid stats for the Elite Four. So let's go ahead and dive into this bad boy. And the first member of the Elite Four is... his name's Will. Will is a psychic type trainer, and he comes out with a Xatu. Xatu comes out. We have Ice move to start off the game. Hidden Power Ice, 1 shot on the Xatu, very good. So now he's going to bring out a Slowbro. Slowbro really is nothing great we have against it other than Return. It's going to go for Amnesia, and Psychic doesn't do much. We have good decent special defense, so we knock it out. Xatu comes out, a little more powerful version of Xatu, and we get the knockout. Very good. So now we're going to come across Jinx. Jinx, all you need is a good physical move or a fire type move can knock her out. She's very frail. And Executor, go for Fire Punch again, knock it out. Very good. And now we beat Will, and Will's pretty simple, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next member, which I believe is Koga. Now, Koga acts as a couple fire type or grass type Pokemon or bug type. So we start off with decent advantage against Koga. So I think he poisons us. So I don't remember if it's this one or a different playthrough I did where we actually lose to him one time. But Fire Punch is a one-shot, very good. Level up to 53. Fortress comes out. Fortress has very high defense, but very low against fire. We knock it out one shot. Muck comes out. We don't really have anything great against Muck. We can go for Hidden Power Ice. He goes for Minimize. And we get to knock out after, and we get poison. So I think this is the one we lose. So we get the poison. No, I think we don't. Because I think we have enough to knock these other two Pokemon out in like one shot. So I don't think we lose this. And Venomoth's a one shot with Fire Punch. Very good. Okay, so this is not the version in which the playthrough in which I lose to him, because he poisons me. So we get the knockout. We're gonna go ahead and heal up with an antidote, and we're gonna go and heal up with a full restore or a max potion. And we're gonna go on to Bruno. We actually talk about Bruno in this one. His team is significantly better than it's been in the past, so we're gonna give a little bit more conversation about Bruno. So Bruno's gonna come out with a Hitmontop. Hitmontop isn't the greatest Pokemon ever. We're going to go and go for Earthquake. And he goes on the ground. Now, Earthquake actually will hit you underground in Generation 2 and on if you do Earthquake and they dig. But we're going to go for Ice, Hidden Power Ice on Onix. We're going to go for Return on Machamp. Machamp does a Rock Slide. You got to be careful with Machamp. Machamp has counter. You also can do Cross Chop. And Cross Chop is very powerful, even though it has low accuracy. Return is a one-shot to Hitmonlee. Is it a one-shot to Hitmonchan? I think Hitmonchan is a little better defense, yeah. So it has a little bit better defense, get the knockout, and we beat Bruno pretty handily. So far we're doing a clean sweep of the Elite Four. Okay, so I think the last member of the Elite Four I'm very confident we're going to beat. And so I'm just trying to figure out what we're gonna do here. Full Restore, yep, very good. And yep, we're going to move on to Karen. The last member of the Elite Four is Karen. Trying to remember what we have here, and I'm thinking through Karen's team. That's the strategy. I'm thinking through what she has. So is Ice Moves going to be enough? Are we going to knock out that first Pokemon, that pesky Umbreon who likes to use Sand Attack? That's the question here. But we're going to go ahead and face Karen, and Karen comes out, and with an Umbreon. Umbreon, we're going to go for what are we going to go for here? Hidden Power Ice. It's like maybe a third. We're lucky. So now we're behind the 8-ball a little bit because now we're confused and we have an accuracy drop. So this is not fun. So this is where Karen is a problem. And if you ever find a Pokemon that has something decent against Umbreon, the battle becomes a lot better. So now we should knock out Gengar in one hit. And I'm just at the point where I'm just like, I'm not going to keep going through these. Let's try this again. So I'm going to go through Umbreon one more time. Or go for Karen one more time, and Umbreon again is going to be the thorn on our side. We just need to knock him out. And the thing about Umbreon X has pretty good defense. So there's nothing really great you can do. And then we got hit again. So I'm trying to figure out what the best strategy here is. Honestly, probably the best strategy is to add the Pink Bow and go for Return. It's a physical damaging move. It might do a little bit more. It does do a little bit more, but we're still confused. So as long as we don't do too much damage to ourselves, we just don't want to get hit by a lot of Sand Attacks. Fan Attack's not a problem, but a lot of Sand Attacks are bad. It's not like it is in Generation 1. Generation 1, one Sand Attack can derail your whole fight. Here, it just drops your accuracy by a little bit, not as much as it has. Earthquake knocks out Gengar. Marco gets knocked out by Hidden Power Ice. Return is going to knock out the Houndoom in 2 turns. Oh no, not a potion. Okay, it's a healing loop. We get the knockout with Return. Oh, I'm sorry. We do with 2 turns. And then the last Pokemon is a Vileplume. We just got to be able to hit a Fire Punch. And we knock out the Vileplume. Very good. We just had to get to the Vileplume. A lot of Pokemon we have are weak to Fire or Ice. So it's a very strategic the way, like, having both those things on our moveset. But this is the real hiccup with it is that damn first Pokemon, man. That first Pokemon with its stupid Sand Attack and confusing really derails that. So I'm excited to have a playthrough where I can knock that Pokemon out in the first try or first like one-hit knockout that Pokemon. That's going to be fun. But we're going to go ahead and move on to Lance. Lance is the champion. He is the liar with the flyers, as Squidgy calls him. He has a whole bunch of flying type, which I still don't understand why Gyarados is a flying type. He should be a dragon. Comment down below if you agree with me on that. But we knock him out. Now Aerodactyl comes out. Aerodactyl, Hidden Power Ice, is a one-shot, and it should one-shot the rest of his Pokemon as well. Hidden Power Ice on the Dragonite. Hidden Power Ice on the second Dragonite. And the last Hidden Power... no, I'm not, sorry. Charizard, we should not have done that on Charizard. We should have gone for Return. But oh well. It's a two-shot. And now Dragonite, is it a one-shot on the level 50 Dragonite? It is. So we beat the Elite Four. We beat the Elite Four in 1 hour and 46 minutes roughly. We'll get an exact time when he puts us in the Hall of Fame. And yeah, so that was a pretty easy Elite Four run. Way easier than Meganium. Meganium had so many struggles with everyone there. But we got the win. We got the win, and we're in the Hall of Fame now. So I'm going to get the time as soon as I get through here. Pause. 1 hour and 46 minutes and 18 seconds. So we'll take that victory. We'll let it progress from there. And yeah, so that wasn't too bad, but stay tuned because we're going to go ahead and fight the gym leaders in Kanto. And if you've made it this far, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and let's move on to the Kanto leaders. Now, don't blink because you might miss the entire Kanto gym leader lineup. So, we get on the, what's it called, SS Aqua. So we get on the SS Aqua. There we go. We get on, and we immediately get off the SS Aqua. Now that I know how to get on here, I can get in and out of the SS Aqua very quickly. And we move on to Lieutenant Surge. He's the first gym leader we can face in Kanto. So, comes out with Raichu. We have Earthquake. Earthquake is going to steamroll his entire team. Like I said, we're going to blast through all these gym leaders. These gym leaders are very easy. Now that I got it mapped out, I pretty much know exactly where to go all the time in this. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. Just blast right through, take the path of least resistance, and we progress very fast through this part. And we have an Earthquake on the Magneton. Is that his last Pokemon? It is his last Pokemon. So we beat Lieutenant Surge pretty handily, and we move right on to Sabrina and her whip. Actually, in this generation, she doesn't have a whip, so she's my favorite. I had a crush on her as a kid for the animated version. So we're gonna go for Earthquake. Earthquake should one-shot her entire team. Psychic Pokemon are usually very frail when it comes to physical damaging moves, except for Mr. Mime. He has to ruin everything. Actually, Mr. Mime is one of my favorite Pokemon Generation 1. I always had him. I always traded an Abra for Mr. Mime because I didn't have someone to trade to get a Pokemon with. So now we're adding Flamethrower finally. So we had Fire Punch for most of this game. Now we have Flamethrower. We have not the most powerful fire move. Fire Blast is 125 base power. This is only like 90, I think, or 100. But it's 100% accurate compared to Fire Blast. Like, I think it got debuffed to like 70% accurate. So, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Erica. And it's great timing getting Flamethrowers. Now we're just going to steamroll, blast through, obliterate, whatever you want to call Erica's gym. We're just going to obliterate it. And last Pokemon here, Victory Bell. Actually, it's not the last Pokemon. Blossom is the last Pokemon. But Flamethrower is just going to blast through her as well. We get a very easy win. That's 3 gym leaders down. And we have, what, 5 more to go in Generation in Kanto. So let's go ahead and go on and move on to Sabrina. Or, I'm sorry, Misty. Now, Misty should be our hardest gym leader. But we have something for everyone. Like I said, that's what's good about this game is it does give you a lot of options. So we'll go ahead and go for Return. It's a one-shot on the Golbat. Golduck, I'm sorry. And we're not going to get a one-shot on the Quagsire, but we're going to get a 2-shot with Earthquake. We're not going to use fire moves anyway, so it just went for Return as a 2-shot. So what's it called went for Rain Dance, which lowers fire moves, but I'm not going to go for a fire move against these guys anyway. I'm going to go for Return. Return's going to do a decent amount of damage. I think I added the Pink Bow. It would make sense if I did. If I didn't, not a big deal. But we beat Misty. And we move on to one of the worst gym leaders in this generation. Well, in Kanto right now. And that is, what's her name, Janine? Yeah, Janine. And Janine's going to bring out a Crobat. I'll go for Hidden Power Ice. One-hit knockout, very good. Weezing. Just go for Flamethrower. We're going to go for Flamethrower. It'll be a one-shot, very good. She's going to bring out, what was that? Oh, another Weezing. We're going to one-shot it, very good. I don't know how they expect these gym leaders to be competitive. They're literally only like, that's level 40. Not even level 40, I'm 20 levels higher. So I'm really curious. There's a playthrough by, there's a ROM hack by Steven Plays Pokemon. It's called Crystal Legacy, where he scales up the levels and stuff by the trainers in here so that it's more challenging. So I'm really curious. Maybe I'll play that in the future. Let me know if you want me to see that. But now we're facing Brock. Brock has come out with a Graveler, Hidden Power Ice, one-hit knockout. Hidden Power Ice should be a one-hit knockout here. Now his next two Pokemon are a little bit tricky because they're Rock Water, so you can't exactly use Ice. So Earthquake does do one shot on Amistar, and then Onyx comes. Actually, Onyx is not Rock Ice; it's Rock Ground, but Kabutops is Rock Water. So I kind of think Kabutops looks like a bug. Let me know what you think. I thought it should have been like a prehistoric bug rock Pokemon or something like that when I first saw it, but for a long time I thought it was a bug type, and it wasn't. So now we're facing Blaine. He blew up his own island, so now he's living in here, and he's actually one of the worst gym leaders here too. A lot of gym leaders suck. He should have, like, even in Generation 1 he has like four Pokemon. Now he only has 3. I guess some of his Pokemon got lost in the fire, I guess. I don't know, but they're fire type. They should have loved it. But whatever, we beat Blaine, and we have one more gym leader we have to face, and that is Blue. So Blue is tricky, and I'm saving right now just in case. And we face Blue, and we can move on to the final battle of the game, which is Red. So before I get out of myself, let's go ahead and face Blue. It's going to come out with a Pidgeot. I'm going for Hidden Power Ice. And is Hidden Power Ice a one-shot? It is a one-shot. Very good. And Rhydon comes out. Hidden Power Ice should be a one-shot on him too. Very good. Alright, Gyarados should go for Return. Very good. Not a one-shot though, but Hidden Power Ice does get the knockout. Alakazam comes out. Return should be a one-shot on Alakazam. Very good. Now he has 2 Pokemon up. Arcanine, which is also fire type. So Extreme Speed. Extreme Speed. Okay, get the knockout. You're extreme! And Executor is the last Pokemon. Flamethrower, very good. Should be a one-shot. It's a one-shot. And now we've beaten all the gym leaders, all the gym leaders, whatever you want to call it, in Kanto. So now we got 16 badges, and now we're going to go ahead and face Red. Red is going to come out with a Pikachu. Pikachu's not a problem. We have Earthquake. It'll one-shot Pikachu every single time. Now, the thing about this is Espeon's going to come out, and we kind of want to just hope we get like a one-shot on Espeon. We don't, but it doesn't really do anything to us. However, the third Pokemon is always going to be a Blastoise. Now, what we want from Blastoise is we want to knock it out, because it's going to go for, just went for Rainfall. It's pouring down rain, so my fire moves are ineffective. And we have decent specials, so that's why it wasn't a one-shot there. He is higher level than us, but we don't get the knockout. So we have a couple minutes of tries here, where I try to get the right RNG. So I don't remember what I have equipped right now. I think I have the Pink Bow. I think the Pink Bow is going to give us a boost in our return right here. So that's what I hope for. Now Psychic doesn't. Oh, that Psychic gets a critical hit, so not fun. And I'm just trying to find the right RNG and the right thing to do against Blastoise. So Blastoise goes for Surf again. Return did decent there, but we didn't have a lot of health to work with. So we're gonna go through Pikachu again. Pikachu's not the problem. Pikachu will get one shot every time unless we do something other than Earthquake. So Espeon's gonna come out, and we just need to get. We don't want to take damage from Espeon. I think it went for Reflect, so its defense went up. So Blastoise comes out. We just want to get a little bit more damage out of our returns. We can take at least one Surf. Okay, and it took a turn to set up Rain Dance as well. So those things aren't really the problem. The problem is we're not doing enough damage to him. So at some point we gotta switch up our strategy here. Earthquake is still one-shotting the Pikachu. That's not a problem. Flamethrower is not one-shotting yet. Oh, it did one-shot the Espeon. So that's how we get full health going into Blastoise. That's good. And I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it said that it was a critical hit. So I think it was just like a range. So Return is doing a little bit better, and we get knocked out again by Surf. So I'm looking at my timer on my side, and my timer says there's not too much longer left in this video. So we're coming across the actual attempt that works. So we knock out Pikachu. That's been the given. And Espeon, Flamethrower, it knocks it out. Very good. So it's 2 in a row. So that's consistent. Return. We now have the Pink Bow. So we just got a critical hit, which was crucial. Crucial that we got that critical hit, because with that first turn step, we take no damage. Now we can't really use Flamethrower right now because there's rain everywhere. we could probably try, but it ain't gonna do a lot of damage. Snorlax actually has very good special defense, and he keeps using Amnesia. See how little fire did, but at least it burns him, and he puts himself to sleep. That's awesome. So going for return is probably our best bet right now. It does about a little more than a third, I guess. So we're gonna have to do one more to knock him out. He does snore. That's not a big deal. We're past the Pokemon that can like obliterate us. Okay, Charizard ain't gonna do nothing to us. I'm just gonna go for return. Wing attack doesn't do squat. It's gonna be a 3-shot wing attack. We still have plenty of health going into the final Pokemon, which is Venusaur, and it looks like it stopped raining. So Flamethrower is a 1-shot. We beat Red. We finally beat him at 2 hours and 23 minutes and some odd seconds. So very good. Very happy with that. I'm going to pause it right there. I'm very happy with this outcome, and in fact, it didn't take us too long to beat Red. It could take us a lot longer, but it didn't. So I'm very happy with this playthrough. What do you think of this playthrough? If you made it this far, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And yeah, you'll get videos like this all the time. I got a lot of Gen 2 content coming out. I have an idea I'm throwing out there I want to get some feedback on. If you made it this far, there's only a few of you probably ever make it this far, but I really want to hear your input. So I've been reading up on these Pokemon Generation 2, and there's a lot of Pokemon with egg moves. So I thought to myself, what if I did a playthrough on like Wednesday that was the normal playthrough with like its normal moves and whatnot, and then I did one on Friday as like a what if we could add an egg move from the get-go, from the start of the game. What are your thoughts on that? Let me know in the comment section down below. This is JD. This is JD's Nerdverse. Next week, we will be taking care of Totodile. Totodile will be our Pokemon we're playing through. Now, the first 3 Pokemon I don't think I want to do the egg moves with, and maybe when I go back and redo them, I'll do the egg moves. But from there on, we got like Sentret, we got Hoot Hoot, things like that, and I'm looking through, they got some pretty interesting egg moves we can do. So let me know what you think. I think I want to do that, but I kind of want to hear some feedback. Let me know what you think. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Monday with our prediction video for Totodile. Have a good one, and see you.